How's it, Sean from Combat Simulations? Welcome to the 16th video, 16th part of our conquest of the motherland. Soviet Union playing as Germans. Alright, so before we get started, please subscribe to my channel, it's free. And also leave comments and suggestions. And watch my videos. And like and share and subscribe and share and like and watch and subscribe. Alright, that should do it. Okay, so let's just start at the beginning. Let's look at the history. Let's do everything one step at a time. Where's my history? Next battle. Alright, so yeah, we stood firm. This was this Panther group, yeah, Hoth, or I think it was Hoth over here on the Army Group Center. So, yes, he lose 10,000. We lost. Yeah, that's 4 Nords. That's 10,000 infantry. I'm telling you, even though we lost this in the battle, the Soviets we're getting ineffective. Our army is getting more and more ineffective, and I think it's obviously because I'm going to show you some stats now. I was going over the stats last night. I'm going to show you how ineffective we're getting. I mean, this guy, I know it's a little bit off the top here. This guy Vic, who made this game, he's a genius. Eh? He's an absolute genius. He's like 20 years ahead of his time. Of all the, you know, I own Shadow Empires. I just got it, and Advanced Tactics Gold. If you look at that game, and all those, and when he started, and Shadow Empires, I was going through it last night, and I was just amazed. I love this game's concepts, and he's an innovative thinker. Nobody in the wargame genre makes games like this guy. Nobody. In fact, he's so ahead of his time. I mean, you look at this game, for example. What game is like this where it simulates operational command at a high level with all the relationships between all the different commanders, like it should be, like it should affect you? No game does that. No game. Will you tell me a game in the market does this? He came up with this, and the structures of the um um the organizations, the divisions, and that. You see in these other games, you can move them around, and you can create your own organizational structure. If you look at Advanced Gold, there's supply built into it. It's just this guy's ahead of his time. He's ahead of his time. Nobody comes close to him. Nobody. These guys that have been made. Let me be honest with you. The war games they make today are the same they made in 1980. There's been no innovation. Yes, sure, the graphics been better, the interface been better, but if you look at war games today, all around, they're still making the same games they made when they started in 1980. You look at it. Gary Grisby's War of the War. He hasn't changed his formula. His games have become more granular, more involved and whatever, but he hasn't innovated there. He's just used the power of the computer to make better graphics and make it more more grand. It's like it. We like it. There's no innovation. I mean, if you see War in the East, he made in 1990 he made the War in Russia. Same thing, like a spiritual predecessor to the War in the East. Let me tell you, that thing had more features than his present War in the East. In that game, you had all his functionality that he has now in the game, but you had like production, your tanks and stuff. You had industry. You could determine what kind of production was for the East. Right? He had all that in the game. All that. There was a little bit of research in there. You could give organizations like division, like a corps, you could tell it where to attack. You could give it objectives, and the computer would do its best. It wasn't great, but the computer, all of that's gone. Game is downgraded. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not saying they bad guys, but that's a typical example of somebody that hasn't innovated. They're still making war games like they made back in 1990. Push pieces around and get granular and all this type of stuff. This guy innovates. There's been about, I know I should be going on about this, but there's been about 3 or 4. Trevor Chan from the Ancient Seven Kingdoms. This guy's a genius ahead of his time. Norm Kruger, the Toe series, The Art of Operational War. He's about 3 of them. I mean, that guy's Absolute genius. If you look, he was the first guy, Norm Kruger, that made the black box thing. What that means is before all us playing war games, when the war games in the past, they had the counters were just numbers. They were just attack and defense numbers. There was nothing inside there. He was the one that coined this black box where he took that like a division with a counter and he put infantry in there, staff in there, and leadership and different weapons, and that whole thing was a functioning little counter. He was the first guy to do that. I mean, if you watch, I played Red Lightning from Norm Kruger. Fantastic game. It's simulation of Third World War in Europe. Fantastic. Oh, he came up with these little counters like he did in Toe. Age of Rifles. You know what he's doing? I found it the other day. He's just doing He's stopped playing making games. He's programming for his church. He's gone from the industry, ahead of his time. Ahead of his time. All these war game designers could look to that guy for innovation. And this Vic guy is one of those guys. All these games are innovative and different. I tell you, ahead of his time. In 10, 20 years' time, we'll be looking back at these guys, these geniuses. This Vic guy is a genius. I promise you. Promise you he's a genius. I love his games. I know I went on about that. I know. It's a war game short. You should be playing it. Sorry about that. Wasted time there. Anyway, I'm going to get back. Because I was playing Shadow Empires last night. I was going through the manual. And I know Advanced Tactics. I know what a great game that is. And I know where he comes from. And I was just looking at the systems and the things that he's put in that. It's a war game too. It's a futuristic combat simulation. But all the stuff he's put in there and the innovative ideas in that nobody else thinks of and makes. So, and I'm playing this Barbarossa, which is a very unique game, nothing. So just thinking about it while I was... Actually, I came up with thinking now while I was busy doing this. All right, enough. Okay, sorry about that. I don't want to get too far in with it. It's not to say all the other games are bad. I'm not saying that. Like War and East is a fantastic game. I mean, it's got so granular. All these different other war games are fantastic, but there's no innovation there. They're still making the same type of war games they made 80 years ago, but with fancy graphics and upgraded. That's all it is, and granular. These guys innovated, like this Vic guy and Norm Kruger. They're innovators in their field. They don't make this. They come up with new processes, new ways to play the game. They're innovative. This guy's one of them. All right, enough. I'm not singing his praise because I'm singing it or he's paying me or whatever. I'm being genuine and honest. You go look at these games. There's nothing like them on the market. All right, enough. Okay, so let's look at the casualties. Now he's sustained 845,000 casualties, and we've done 85,000 casualties. I mean, but the thing is, the line he's dropped in his total amount, but it's now even out like us. That's the losses he's getting, and it's because we're getting less effective. I mean, we lost almost 100,000. He's lost. I don't think we're losing the same ratio to him. What that means is, yeah, we're starting to lose the same ratio 1-to-1. Okay, we are getting more kills, but it's just showing us that that's sort of evening out now. So it's not, it's not good. It's just, I think basically because we've become combat ineffective, and we'll go through the stats now. I'm going to show them to you. Let's have a look at them now. Okay, the weather report is still great. Very happy. Oh, I wanted to talk about something. You know this FSP, which we're gonna do now. Where's the truck refit? I said 1 week. I gave that decision 1 week. That's four days, right? It should pitch up now. So where's that truck thing? Yeah, I'm looking for the division. Why didn't it come up with a decision? That wasn't 1 week. Where is it now? I'm gonna. Where's this thing now? Okay, I'll get to it. But I mean, it said there. No, hang on. Let me just see, man. I don't wanna. Where's the decisions? Let's just see if it's under the decisions review. We said, yeah, truck for. Remind me, yes. Truck refit. I've made a note and we'll be reminded. That was 1 week, I said. No more. That's one turn a week. One turn. So it should be, I should see it here, and I don't see it here in my thing. So maybe next week. But it's thrown me off now because I thought it was going to come this turn. Now I have to wait till next turn for that to happen. So I don't know. So it's thrown me off a bit. Alright. Let's get down to now the see how the fortification, see what the structure, the pioneers, they also remnant Russia. It gives you all this information. Russian detachments slowed down 6 divisions. 9 divisions are receiving direct fire support, logistics, and it shows you now FSB's located. You see how the detail of these reports: bridge building, repair, 5%+5%, barge convoy to Lipa, truck maintenance, construction battalions, logistical pipeline info, organized, and there's the 1500. So now that's why. See, that's why we're sitting. We had 1500, but it still takes off the Blitzkrieg oil off. It takes that Blitzkrieg allotment, but this one doesn't because. Well, where's this? This bottom one left me with this amount because it couldn't take it off. That's what I assume. It couldn't take 1500 off. It would be in the minus, so it just left it 800. But I know for a fact that 1500 came off this that we left over. So I just hope next turn that's not going to be the same thing. So we're learning as we go along. We're learning. We're going to see what's going to happen with this lot as well. I'm going to push with the infantry here, but I'm not going to move the panzers. They're just going to maybe put them in better positions, but I want to make sure I have enough fuel, to carry me over. All right, so where were we? I'm all over the place now. Okay, no. So you see all the logistics, like these guys, truck maintenance, traveling excesses, differences. I'll show you the trucks. We're in trouble though with Army Group South. We managed just to in the nick of time move everything. Yeah. And ready to move the truck columns. It goes through all the reports here. Just 3,000, 1,500 times 2. The Blitzkrieg. See, it still takes that Blitzkrieg posture off. Civil affairs, increasing captured cities. So we have an overall partisan level that's increasing. That's just of that. So all of this is see how they go through the details of what's deployed, what's coming, and they go through it's just, hey, they're fantastic. This game is really rocking and rolling, man. And the cards. The card system here, like the Luftwaffe. See, we can still resupply fuel. I think, and I didn't look, but I think, I'm going to look. I think that you can only play one card per theater. And then you can't play, so I can't play 2 fuel dumps on Army Group North. I can't do it. I can play these cards, but I can only play them once per theater. That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking's there. I don't know if it's a bug or whatever, but that's what I'm thinking. Okay, then you got the South. Ammunition stockpile, civil affairs, tells you what the increase in conquered cities. That's the increase in the partisan levels, I'm sure. How many's been deployed? And then our staff, daily staff report, very important. Fuel allocation, Luftwaffe resupply, right? Minus 15 stolen. Yeah, last turn was a resupply. Minus 15,000, 1,500 barrels. Stolen. This thing actually allocates stolen too. The allocation there. And then the allocation that was given to all of us. Luftwaffe level. Political points carry over. We carried over 34 political points. Army HQs destroyed. We destroyed 1, which is 8. Captured Minsk, very happy. And a command allowance because of our. And then the delayed decisions. Now there's the truck refit for Army Groups South. Now we didn't delay that. We are not delaying that. It was Army Group Center that thing was for. Oh, it is Center. It wasn't Army Groups. No, it wasn't South. was Army Group Center. This wasn't a delayed. We did that for Army Group Center. Must be a mistake there. And then we reassigned. That's coming into play now. And he's still sitting at a 20 in handicap. This just basically, I think this overall a total of 2 armies and 88 divisions, 42 formations. It shows you on the map this, but it's nice to tell you about it. And then the point system is still standing for all this stuff, and he still hasn't had the meeting with us. What's the? We're in round 8, so we're turn 8. So we're advancing. I'm happy. I see my strategic points has gone up 83%, but that's because of the cities we're capturing, the victory points gained. So that's why we should be able to see it here. Yeah, this is so they must be dropping in the Soviet score, and it doesn't tell you more than that. But if we look at this is a good. You see, we're down in fuel, we're down in fuel, we're down in fuel, and we're down in fuel. And our tanks, 76%, 72. Look at our tanks. Look at our tanks are getting hammered here. So we gotta watch all that. Okay, so tactical, we're okay, good. Logistical, okay, logistical efficiency 93, 98, and Army Group South. It's probably because that guy hates us. Yeah. And civil affairs, 8%, 10%, we're acceptable level 6%, so we're keeping within the. Because I think those security divisions are now doing their work. Ethics, well, we haven't made any ethical decisions yet. This is overall, yeah. Yep. We won't go through that. These are the cards we've played. We played the well, it doesn't show. Yeah, the resupply cards. I don't know what that is. That's probably just, yeah, as I said, that must be, you can only play one card per. Okay, good relationships with Lib gives us bonuses. Okay, so now he's getting the Army Group North. We have the focus, Army Group Center. We have this focus. It keeps telling me, it sometimes tells me that I think I'm just losing it. You get it. Hey, has he gone? Oh, shit. Now, that thing is supposed to, and as far as I know, stay until you change it. Oh, shit, I must keep an eye on that. Okay, he's still got the cards. We're going to give it to him now, Gagarin. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's good I read that, because I would have just left it. It's supposed to stay until, and he's not. Let's just look at the subordinates. Oh. Bok is no neutral. That's why we lost it. Neutral. See, Leb is on north. He's still negative, and he's negative, but he's now neutral. So it's not positive. That's why he lost it. I mean, if you look now, if we play it, if we play the card, we can't pick the HQs. We can't pick the army groups. Okay, so that's good to know. So he's dropped. We're watching that relationship. Okay, we must remember to do that. We'll do it right away, because we've got 70. We've got we've got a. This aide de camp is brilliant. It shows you there. And Army Group North, Panzer Group HQ. But this guy has got. Okay, you need to decide who's got focus. He's got focus, and the 17th has got, and the 4th Panzer. Okay, theater, I think has arrived there. Yeah, and these are just the deployed. Yeah, the 12 decisions. These are just deployed divisions that are deploying and getting withdrawn and stuff like that. I don't follow that too much. Let's look at the loss assessment. The previous 4 days losses. I don't know how that, but this is like the total of our amount. It's 1 2. We started with that. NCOs and that's all the troops. 80,000, man. Officer losses 2,400. Infantry loss rate 3,400, and he's losing 34,000 a day. Tanks is my real worry. We've got 815 lost. 44% of our armor that's in service has been lost. Loss rate 33 and 97. Do we not? This is a real problem for us. We have to do a refit. We can't be. He must be losing 3 to 4 times more tanks than us because he's got shit tanks and we should be riding over them. But he's not. He's not. He's losing a third less than us. That's not a good. Okay, so this is just the reports. Skirmishes, okay, yeah, that's the battle reports. We actually fought the battles. We know what happened there. Let's get the summaries. 305, 4,500 runners. Yeah, quotas. 67% operational. I think those must be the trucks, man, that are running. That the motorized guys in there, or I don't know if it's the tanks, but it could be the trucks. I must look that up. And then it's got an in-depth for what we have. Logistics. Now, this is important. It's telling us all about the fuel. You see what happens when you don't lose the fuel. So when this base here, say now we're moving now, we're busy moving. We don't get any fuel while he's moving, but it's collecting here. Every turn's collecting. So when it's moved, we'll get a shitload. We'll get like 3 days fuel, 2 weeks fuel. It accumulates. It's not lost, but at the moment it's not given to us. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's 3,400, and he's still. And the thing is, he still takes his 1,500 off because the fuel isn't lost. Yeah, me. And that's why I took it from our active instead of taking it from our supply dump. But he should have taken it from the supply. Leave us with the active fuel. Okay, so we're moving there. And it's just telling you the trucks that are required. And then less 15. See, we had 15, but it doesn't take it. Doesn't take us from our. Doesn't take it from this allocation of fuel. If that makes sense. But anyway, it's done it. Army Group Center is not moving. I'm going to show you the real problems of the trucks we're having with the Army Group Center now. Yeah, and then Army Group South, same thing. Really relocating 4 days. He's still going, and yeah, he did take off we got net fuel, but did he take off you see, he didn't take off. He didn't minus his. See, Army Groups North. You see, yeah, he did, but Army Group South, he didn't. See, he didn't, and he did the fuel available. And Scott Breedsky should have done it. Anyway, we're starting with the trains. This is coming with no trains. Truck columns, this is important. You know, we got 400. Look at our, okay, these are stopped because we're moving, but look at the Army Group Center. 21 trucks, that's what we need. Distance penalty, we need 117 trucks to supply. Look at that. We're left, the surplus truck columns that's left is only 17. We get over 17, we can't supply everybody. That's why we're moving. Yeah, it's way over 10. That's the biggest problem there. The route difficulty, I think, is okay because it's really on the things, but the surplus, what's left, is nothing so we're moving at the right time. We could have maybe moved earlier if we got there fast enough, but we didn't. There's no morale, no low morale. Readiness. This is a real drain on our army. This is a real problem. It's 47. 60. Army Group North's readiness is shot. Army Group Center, also in the 70s. South is even worse, down to 50. 50, can you believe it? 50 and 70, that's the readiness level. And it's because of this. Fatigue. Blitzkrieg posture accumulates fatigue, and it's a constant drain. You can't remove the fatigue. Not even if you don't move it. Move your units. Fatigue is only removed when we change. I don't know if it's removed, but when you change posture, then it doesn't accumulate fatigue. Only with Blitzkrieg. And I think when we do a refit of the thing, then we can wipe out fatigue. At the moment, it's a constant drain. And then integrity, obviously, down to 70%, 70 there. That's almost 60%. That's the Panzer group. And those are all the tanks we're losing. Hey, I don't know if we're going to accomplish this, if we can win this game. Because I'm playing it. I'm losing shitloads of tanks, and the Germans can't replace them. But we'll see. And then these are just the breakdowns in tanks and stuff. Friends and foe. Yeah, this is what we started with. Like, Keitel is still good. Wagner is good. The only thing is these two guys, we must now allocate we're going to have to give it to one of the infantry. We're going to have to, can't give it to a Panzergruppe. And I'm thinking of giving it, I think I know who I'm going to give it to, because it's going to need that guy in the marsh. Those guys in the marsh are going to need it. They're going to need that focus. Okay, so that's, I now have to say, I know where to put it. So he's minus, so he's not getting, you lose that focus when you're minus. Yeah, he's good as well, and he's Wagner is good. And then the superiors, we haven't really dealt. I mean, Joseph Goebbels is Heinrich Himmler, and the rest of the guys are okay, except for the Führer -3, but he's not too bad. And then Panzergruppe, this is just basically a summary of our unit modifiers for all our Panzergruppe. You know, what we've got and accumulated. We know what we have. And then you can take each HQ and what it does and, you know, what it has. We know we got the Blitzkrieg. Okay, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this army. This is the 4th army. He's got the artillery support, and I'm thinking he also needs focus as well. He hasn't got artillery support, which is fine. We will drive up the things here with that, but he needs it here in the marsh. Here in the marsh is the problem. So I'm going to give it to him. So he's got to get there and fight on his own down there. I'm going to give it to this guy. I'm not the 9th. The 9th is advancing up the woods here. He will do some advancements now, but there's not much. We don't need to add much to him. We need to get power over here. I know he's got the artillery as well, and we could get but I think we need to add in there. Okay, so let's give that card, the focus card, so we don't. Yeah, this is focus army. Yeah, army group center, right? So we're gonna play it on the 4th army, not the 9th. See, you got, we can't, you see, you can't, because he's removed it. So we'd have to, yeah, that's the 9th army there, and there's that. We can't play it on there. We're going to play it on the 4th. 4th army HQ, yeah. Alright, Von Bock has agreed to grant Klug increased operation of the 4th army will be allocated special brigade assets. Theatre staff will be assisted with planning and coordination to enable enhanced tactic. Von Klug 4th army will have offer available next turn. Yeah, we definitely are. We're giving him a hand. We need it through the marsh over here. Alright, so what else? Did I miss anything else? What is that? Jeez, I was rambling on 28 minutes. Shit. Okay, I'm happy with this. We're gonna clap that side. We're gonna clap here. We're gonna hop over here. I'm just giving my overall idea of what we need to do here. Okay, this army here needs to swing over. He's gonna close this, kill that out, and then they're gonna swing over to the side so I can relieve. So I can bring these troops. They can now, because that's their job, and then they can advance up to Tallinn and all this, this 18th army, and then just relieve these troops on the side with a panzer and get no, that's the 16th to help out down here. But that's their job. All right. These guys. Yeah. No, he must clear all this out. Clear all this out and advance to that place over there. And then, of course, the 9th army will just advance up this road to Russia, and then the Panzergruppe will advance and take that with this army taking over here. That's what I'm looking at. That's my goal, is to get this army there, and then our right flank is taken care of. And then down here, we need to take this city over here, and I don't know what to do else here. I know that we now need to close this out, close that out, and then we need to move up here. Then this army, the 17th, which still has focus, right? Yeah, he's still got the focus of the 17th. We need to just gotta make sure, yeah, because the game. Yeah, it's more. Oh, there's the focus. So we got the focus to get up here, and they're gonna stay there for a while. My plan is this one. This Panzer group needs to stay here. These two will just stay here. I'm not gonna move these. I need the fuel. You understand? I must have the fuel. I'm gonna just advance, just shorten my line here and make sure those are covered. The infantry will attack, and the Panzer group, as these panzers aren't gonna advance. They're just gonna stay there. All right, let's get on with the cards. The decisions. First decision. Now, I've got to watch out, because some of these decisions are like 15 political points. Okay, we got 65 here, so we can't go crazy. I've got to have enough for these decisions, like move the. Yeah, it's only fives and stuff, but I can't go crazy on them. So we've got to just make sure I get a good handle on this. All right, Wagner. I've calculated that once our initial stockpile of oil runs out, there will be a shortfall of 2 million barrels per month for the fatherland. This shortfall will severely impact our ability to prosecute Barbarossa, and will need to be made up from other sources. Civilian oil use has minimal restrictions at present. Current civilian oil use has minimal restrictions at present. Current civilian use is a small but significant amount, and is an area ripe for savings. Okay, so there we go. There is a war, and civilians should be willing to make sacrifices to support our armed forces. Okay, fair enough. He's looking for. Okay, request civilian oil allocation halved. Request reduced by a quarter, maybe a quarter. Hey, this is 15 political points, maybe a quarter, because we can't afford that. I don't know. We're going to look. Okay, what is Yodel? Yodel sees no reason to place the Third Reich economy on full war footing at this point in time. The Soviets will be destroyed. The English will sue for peace, and the Reich will endure for 100 years. He's against that. Goebbels, Barbarossa is expected to be over before Christmas. Widespread unnecessary alarm among the civilian population. Home front morale is very important, and placing restrictions on civilian oil use would only raise questions that are best left unasked. If you intend to defeat the Soviets in short order, why do you want to? Okay. Well, we have. Hello, Goebbels. Hello, Goebbels. At the moment, I'm battling with oil. I'm battling to get my panzers on the move. I can't get my panzers going because there's so little oil. So it's not the fact that we'll close out the war, but by January or whatever will be. That's not the fact. The fact is we don't have enough oil now. Sorry, I'm just having a private chat with Goebbels. All right, civilian oil use. There were few restrictions placed on civilian oil use in 1941. Fair enough. Private automobiles were rare, and prior to Barbarossa, there was a temporary surplus of oil. Yeah, only in 1944 was there a ruthless reduction in allocation for civilian passenger cars. The only people allowed to operate a motor vehicle were doctors, midwives, policemen, high government and party officials. Imagine living in that. You can't own a car or operate a vehicle. Their total allocation was roughly 450,000 barrels per year. A tiny amount. That's tiny. Well, every tiny bit helps. German agriculture was given 1.7 million barrels a year for 1941 and 42. The farmers actually required more fuel in 1942 due to so many horses having been requisitioned for Barbarossa. Oil-fueled tractors were needed to replace them. Jeez. Tough times. We've been through Goebbels. He committed suicide. I think we discussed his whole thing. He took his 6 children. He was the only guy. He was really loyal. He was loyal to the Führer. Everybody ran for the hills. Even Himmler was trying to get across to make a deal and whatever behind Hitler's back. To be fair and honest, he was loyal. He was loyal. He was the only loyal guy to Hitler. But he went and gone. And now I've mentioned it. Go see the movie The Bunker. He's 6 children. He gave them each cyanide down there with Hitler. When they were with Hitler, and killed all his children. His wife took cyanide and he took cyanide. And I think he shot himself as well. Crazy guy, this propaganda minister. He was, hey. Okay, so Yodels in charge. Yeah, he's Keitel. We know about this. And Hitler, this was very fluid. Now we have to decide. What are we going to do? Look, 10. It's gonna. I think Goebbels and Ghosts are gonna be pissed off if we take this allocation. I think we're gonna do. We need, because that's gonna bring us down to 55. There's a lot of decisions here. Let me look here. Hey, 13. This is the. Yeah, feels like 13 points, man. 13 points, eh? You take 10 off there, that's 55. You take 13 off there, that's 45, 40 odd. Not the calculating. Rail infrastructure. Okay, 6. We need that. We're probably going to take that. Because we can't piss off Gurkha. Yeah, it's 6. Down to 30s, 5. Down to middle 30s. You know what? I'm not gonna do the transfer to. I'm doing a rough calculation, but it's not a. You know what? I'm gonna run out of. I think I am, and then there's atrocities suffered. What are these made up of? All it's like 5 points, man, and then relocate that 7. Because we do want to relocate it. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to make these decisions now. Because we're done. So I'm going to make the Minsk. Okay, cool. We have to do it. Let's see if there's anything we can read. We have an option of relocating the Army Group Center forward supply base to Minsk. There would be 500. The rail effort. And then no, we're not looking at alternatives. This is just highlighting the breakdown. We know about that. We're going to do the Minsk one now. Done. In 12 days, right? We're going to take that one. Let's do these. These are hell of important that we get this right. And then we can figure out what's left for those. Yeah, I think we're gonna move it to Minsk. Yeah. I think we need to move it. This Herm Goring. Okay, he's just telling us about. I think we need to move to Minsk. But what's that? Okay, this is the air war. We read that the last time. It's a quality of 80. It's fine. The closer we better, because we're going to sit at Minsk for a while. So we're going to decide on Minsk. Right? Okay, great. That's 53. Let's get these decisions done, because I know I usually do that at the end. But look, at the end, we've got so many decisions left. We've got limited political points. I know we usually do it at the end. I know that. But at the moment we can't. And we know we're going to move. This is going to be moved. This one. Army Group Center. We're going to move it to Minsk. There's no option. So we're just doing it now. So it's done. And we're reallocating the airbase. Okay, so this we can't piss off now. This is... see this. It's unprecedented. We had this decision before. Army Group Centers. Unprecedented to have detachments such as and yeah, I think we are definitely is Van Bra. Yeah, we can't have them that. And then we went through that. Okay, so we're going to. No, we're going to do that. Yep. Okay, so she went to something. It's a safe course of action. Rail conversion operations will be slow, but at least the construction will remain intact. We don't like it. So Gurkha is pleased. Van Barbach is unimpressed, and we're going to do the same thing here. These are very important. I'm doing the same thing over here. So at present we have, yeah, yeah. It's just the right decisions to make. Okay, so we'll do that. And Gurkha gets 5 and he gets 6. And we're just improving that. Okay, those are all the decisions. That's what we have to make. Civilian edification, I'm giving it a 0. We're not going to, yeah, we're not going to do that. I did read everything with it. Yeah, Yodel and all that. Yeah, we're not going to take it. That was a crazy thing. That was 15 political points. Now we're going to have to squeeze here because we got rail infrastructure, we got tanks, we got Werner, just Goebbels. I don't know if we're going to have. We're going to piss Goebbels off because we're probably not going to make this decision. Yeah, 12 political points. I mean, come on. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to make some tough decisions here, and we still got this atrocity suffered. What is that? We have to acknowledge the incident. We're gonna have to. That's 5 points gone there. We can't just leave it under the. That's gonna affect our. So you see, our political points is these we had to make. This was important that we got these done. All right, so yeah, I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with the move to Minsk. I'm very happy with that. So it's just these guys. Okay, let's look at this properly. Walter Funk. A recent study conducted by the Central Planning Bureau has found that there's significant fuel savings. See, 13 points, man. There's significant fuel savings made by converting all German to coal-fired propulsion. We have sufficient manpower and resources to carry out a full conversion within a month, assuming the cooperation from General Gurkha and his organizer. This, I believe, is an opportunity worth considering. We we're not 13. No, we're not. All right. What does Gurkha say? Coal-fired. Our locomotive is state of the art. The best thing. Why would we wish to revert back to? Yeah, I agree. German locomotives were reliable and on time. The use of oil fuel allows them to climb steeper gradients and to cover vast distances required in Russia quicker. Yeah, why would they use fuel? He's against it. Extra odds he's got. We don't have to look at what our relationship is. The trains run well with oil or coal. Trucks, however, do require diesel. Switch the locomotive over to coal without delay. Less fuel they use, the more, and we might be able to save big amounts on this because we're not taking this. We're not switching over to coal. The less fuel they use, the more there will be left over for truck columns. Okay, I understand that. But issue shovels to those pampered firemen. Make them work for a living. The plan has my full support. Okay, we know about Gurkha. He died in captivity. We've read Gurkhas. And Wagner we also know about. Yeah. Okay, so oppose the well, we're not. What is because Gurkha's against it and Wagner's for it. What is our relationship with Wagner? It's good. We can buy some. We can yeah. Oppose the conversion. There are better things doing about that. I don't know if I must oppose. Ignore the trains. Panzers talk to me. Talk to me about panzers. I don't know what he means by that. No. Yeah, I don't know what he. Oh, he's talking. We're gonna have to take this. Yeah, he's talking about ignore the trains. We want to put the panzers onto coal. I think that's what that means. We can't. We can't. We have to do this 5. 9. It's vital our trains maintain their efficiency. If we have converted coal over to locomotives, would have reduced capacity. If we had converted to coal, our locomotives would have a reduced capacity. Gurkha +4, Wagner minus. It's fine. Um. Hmm. Now we have to take the 6 here. I'm just looking to see. See, these are all 5. That's 11 points, man. Fuck it. That's, who's this Volta? We just get rid of that. I'm just looking at the prices, man. No, we don't want to. We'll take 0 there. And what's this? Okay, this is this Bobby, but we can't. 11 political points. Forget it, man. Let's do this atrocities ones. I think we're gonna have to take this 5 points here. Yeah, it needs to be okay. Well, let's just do this bottom one. Let's just get this one out. It is a sad indictment on one war that such things happen. The following commanders has a sorry tale to relate. General of the 76th Infantry Division, the 11th Army HQ commander. Professionals fight wars daring to a set of well understood rules. Apparently, the Bolsheviks haven't been informed of these. Perhaps they have and choose to ignore them. Either way, you are obliged to acknowledge the incident and communicate your empathy to the commander and his men. Anything less would be it's sad. Let me just read this. It's sad indictment of modern war that such the following commander who has a sorry tale to relate. Okay, that's the guy. Yeah, perhaps they have to and choose to ignore them. Okay, I don't understand what was the incident. I don't know. Maybe I'm okay. Let's look at this. This is our chief of staff guy. Is this with our chief of staff? Okay, fair enough. That's him. Here's a battle report incident. Okay, from our chief of staff. This first division, according to intelligence estimates, after a sharp push under oh shit, here it is. Reports. The Angeles, the 76 infantry had a capture patrol stripped naked and left tied to stakes for the wolves. Oh, that's fucking terrible. The political climate wasn't one that favored reporting of any minor incident that occurred. Generally, it's best to ignore the matter and get on with the war. If you formally acknowledge the incident, the division will resolve. The division's resolve will be stiffened, and they will gain a. If you formally acknowledge the incident, the division's resolve will be stiffened, and they'll gain a permanent defensive bonus. An atrocity can occur as a result of being involved in an assault, being broken. The following climate wasn't one that favored the reporting of every minor incident occurred. Generally, it's best to ignore the matter. Yeah, well, that wasn't minor, man. I've got my conscience to live with. I mean, you get tied by 2 poles and left for the wolves while still alive. If you formally acknowledge it, the division's resolve will be stiffened. I want to acknowledge it, but I also want to. Okay, for gameplay purposes, I'm gonna cover up the incident. Yeah, I'm going to cover up the incident because we need to, and it doesn't matter. We don't need a defensive bonus for that division. We can do without it. So the mechanics of the thing is, I'm going to cover it up because I can't afford the 5 political points. Okay, I'm going to do that. What isn't happy? Yes, the political isn't favorable for stories such as these to surface, but we do not have the obligation but we do not have an obligation to do the right thing. Maybe yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get war crimes for that. All right, but I did it. To hindsight, I did it because I wanted to save political points, not because of that. It's a game, and we need to try and win this thing, and I need this more important decisions over here. Okay, yeah, all right. What's the time? Okay, so we're gonna carry on. We've got another still 10 minutes. Let's look at this. Okay, it has come to my attention that the Einstein have been ordered to convert the maximum amount of Soviet rail to the shortest possible. We've read this. Yeah, we know about this, water towers, whatever. We need to do this. Put things back together. We're going to do this because we can't piss off Gogo. Yeah, this guy complained about it from Barwick, then a bit about that, then General. Yeah, this is Gogo. Okay, we're gonna decide on that. Okay. Yes. Gurkha's relation plus 18 Van Buck. He's still neutral. Now we can't mess with this guy. We've got to let's just look because that's our I think that's Kato. Was that Kato? He's 19, we've got a minus 17. He's still pushing our luck there. Uh there are or soon to be insufficient truck columns to supply fuel to Colonel Hoff's third, okay, third and Gagarin's, or insufficient truck columns. Actual truck columns 17, required truck columns 21. Jeez. It may be possible to authorize a second additional truck columns from those being used to resupply slow divisions and artillery. We recommend to pursue that unless you've devised a method for the panzers to run on. Let's get a small. We're gonna do a small. What is this? Authorize a second 40 columns. That's 5. All 5. So we might as well. We don't wanna strip the O's. Yeah, they also need their supplies, eh? So we might let's just read what they said here. What does Von Bock say? Truck columns army group center currently has 100. Hobble, slow division, so the panzer group can race all the way to I expected to Am I expected to tell my infantry to load their rifles with flowers and artillery fire? Empty cans. Okay. So he's not happy about this. That's Von Bock. He's army groups center, right? Just want to make sure. Uh, it's this guy, yeah, right? Yeah, he's army group center's commander. Okay, we can't. What is our relationship with him? Can we see here? Uh, it's neutral. So I mean, he's one more push. He's actually minus. So we've got to. Yeah, so he's not sizable given this big amounts. Okay. Bravik, it's a delicate balancing act you are attempting to achieve with the conflicting needs of both fast and slow divisions. I'm unable to provide definitive guidance in this matter as the dilemma is a consequence of modern warfare and one that hasn't previously arisen in our Western campaign, nor has it been remotely touched upon in the previous war. It is, however, fair to say that the Fuhrer is taking unhealthy interest in the proceedings and would be wise to make a decision that results in optimum military and political outcome. I'll not interfere as I think it's best to loan you arm. We must. Can we know about the? Okay, this I don't think we've read this. Each theatre commences with 100 truck columns dedicated to keeping both slow divisions and artillery supplied with ammunition. Historically, the requirements for this were so overwhelming that most divisions ended up living off the land for prolonged periods. Whenever the number of truck columns falls below 100 starting number, the possibility exists that varying levels of ammunition shortages will occur. There is some slack in the system to allow for organic supplies already on hand But the rule of thumb is that once the truck columns levels drop below 90%, you can expect shortages in proportion to the number of trucks lost. The fast divisions will work on similar basis with their own dedicated truck columns serving the same purpose. Whenever the number of available truck columns drops below what is needed to supply them, shortages can occur. A full breakdown of the truck columns usage is we know what the usage is. Truck columns are a zero-sum game. By weighing your allocation in favor you are penalizing. Yeah, by weighing your allocation in favor of fast divisions, you are penalizing slow division. It's a difficult balancing act. What are the different costs? Yeah, it's Hitler's because it's army group, so it's +2. It's +2. That's the cost he's adding to that. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna save some money. The army and the artillery need it. I'm going to definitely see. It says here, but the thing is, we're not over the limit. Currently, it's 21, right? The amount of truck required is that needed to transport either full fire. Yeah, you start the game with a large number, but these suffer breaks as a result of. But we don't need to. We've now moved the forward. We've taken the decision to move the forward supply base to Minsk. It's not going to happen. Those distance penalties are gone now. Says distance roads to keep. Okay, so we're not. We're gonna. The army and the need their supplies, and that's 0 points. Let's save it. Okay, so that's what we've decided there. All right. Achieve 100 confirmed kills. He is the first fighter pilot to do so. Yes, we can't put 12 points in there, man. 12 points, you can forget it. This is a major propaganda coup. We must immediately remove Molders from the front line and avoid the risk of his demise. Okay, which would be most embarrassing. I consider him to be a national treasure, the most valuable propaganda asset to lose. Too valuable to lose. I will arrange for him to transfer back to the zone interior where I can envisage he would undergo political training prior to extended tour at demonstrating evidence of our forthcoming victory. So he wants to take this famous pilot home. He wants to take him away. So Gordon, why waste a good man on taking tour? Has developed a number of innovative fighter techniques. He would be highly valued by the Reich in training and education duties. The position of becoming next turn, he would be ideal for that role. Okay, I request that you sign the attached papers, authorize his release from combat posting from his the airmen will take care of the details. Okay, so what is the decision? I might spend 5 points on it. Okay, initially declared unfit for flying, Vogue. Oh, we haven't read this. I don't think we've done this. Yeah, Werner persevered and was eventually assigned to the Luftwaffe. He suffered badly from nausea and vomiting during his early training, but overcame this and joined the Condor Legion. That's that legion that went to Spain and fought in the Spanish War, assisting the nationalists in the Spanish War, Civil War. There he gained command of a fighter squadron equipped with the famous Messerschmitt Bf 109 and became a leading German ace of the Legion. He developed the fighter squad formation known as the Finger Four, which had two pairs of fighters flying as a schwarm, I can't pronounce it, in a manner that increased awareness and combat flexibility. He was the first to shoot down a Hawker Hurricane during the invasion of France, but eventually shot down himself by a French pilot and spent 3 weeks in captivity. By the time the unit had been withdrawn from the Battle of Britain, he had clocked up 68 kills. Impressive, eh? For one guy to shoot 68 planes without having engaged in aerial combat 70 times. With Operation Barbarossa, he was gifted with he was gifted with untrained Soviet pilots who were easy pickings and soon had a total tally of over 100 aerial victories. The first fighter pilot to do so. He was the first. Awarded Knight's Cross with oak leaves, swords, diamonds, he was banned from further combat duties and transferred to the Reichsministry. Ordered to fly to Berlin to attend the funeral, Heinkel III, he was that ordered to fly to Berlin to attend a funeral. The Heinkel 3 that he was traveling on suffered an engine failure during a thunderstorm. He crashed while attempting to land at the 22nd on the 22nd of November 41. Boulder, who wasn't wearing a seatbelt, died. Wow. Given sorry, my throat's given a state funeral, he was buried next to Manfred from Richthofen at the I don't know where that is. Can't pronounce it. In Berlin, aged 28 years old. Yes, you think of these guys that died in wars and stuff, especially the First World War. The guys were like 19, 18 years old. And they died there. Their whole life, they didn't even live. They went to the war and they died there. They were just like 18, 20 years old. They didn't even get to 40 or 50 and some of them didn't even experience what it's like to be married. It's crazy, eh? Yeah. All right. I'm not spending the 12 points. You can forget it. I want to see what this is. So this is 8. The most we could suffer there was 8. And then I'm not spending 11 points. 8. Okay, so we will make the decision to transfer to the Reich Airmen. So having skilled pilot in charge of training will make a difference. We'll do that. Okay. Boom. Transfer to the Reich's Air Ministry. Werner's innovative tactical approaches will put good use at the fighter pilot training school. He's estimated it will take 40 days. Yeah, unimpressed. Jeez. Hey, von Bock, man. That's Army Group Center for you. Hermann Goering is pleased. He gets a +6. But he is already negative. We had to give because we took away the Army Group Center. Hey, keeping these guys happy, eh? What's the time? No, we'll carry on. We'll do these two decisions. And then we start next turn running with a combat. Okay, let's make this thing. It's my duty as a superior officer to help this is Braubach, my boss, to help wherever and whenever I can. An opportunity has arisen for me to exercise my prerogative. High Command is currently in a state of flux. The Fuhrer is particularly good-humored, and some of the weasels that inhabit the room are currently away. I feel that if I put a manageable proposal to him, you will receive it favorably. Let me know post haste which theatre operation you'd like to have enhanced operational freedom. This will be, unfortunately, only temporary, but we must take advantage of opportunities while they arise. I don't know. I would like to give it to center. I would like to, but I don't know what effect this has on the game. We've just climbed down. We've got the. All right. Van Brawe, we have discussed Emma on a number of occasions. Despite his mutually agreed failings, he's a timeless promoter of our cause. Without his advocacy at high level, I suspect we would be finding a life a lot more difficult and restrained. Don't shy away from the fact that it's only because of your good relationships that he is assisting you. Efim Abramovich is a man of duty and honor and values your good opinion and counsel. I will aim to keep it that way. I expect that divisions in your chosen theatre will experience a greater freedom of movement. Okay, he's just explaining that to us. We know about this. Who's in charge? Okay, we know. Okay, let's just read this guy. I don't think we've done our boss. Walter von Braubach was born into privilege, the fifth son of a cavalry general, and was raised in and around the imperial court. Commissioned into the Prussian corps Guard Corps in 1900, he was appointed a General Chief Staff Officer to this army, which saw heavy fighting in World War One. Babish, just like the Nazis, but was overwhelmed by Hitler's personality and relied on him as a political patron as well as for financial assistance. Wow, looked after him. Appointed as this guy over as chief of command, chief of the army, he resented the increasing power and influence of the SS, seeing them as a threat to the Wehrmacht. After the defeat at the gates of Moscow in December 41, Brauvik was made a scapegoat and dismissed from his post at OKW. He was transferred to the officer reserve where he remained for the duration. A lot of guys ended up, Gugurian, Von Manstein, they all sent to office and then Hitler called them back. I think we have read this, but it's nice to do a recap. His health suffered as a result of the stress he was under, and he suffered a heart attack and was unable to act as a restraining force on Hitler's whims and wild plans. He reached his zenith when he stood up to Hitler in 1939. Completely unable to repeat that feat, he slipped further back into the shadows over the next couple of years, where he slowly fizzled out like a candle. I wonder if he survived the war. There's not much on that. Didn't say much. Let's just see if we can, because I'd like to give the center this, but I don't know what impact. Am I wasting my points or not? What? 8 points? Okay, we can do these two, even if we. Now, I'd like to give it because maybe it'll bring this Van Bock on. We have a negative thing with Van Bock. Yeah, we're not in good. So I don't know if it's going to subordinates. Okay, so Van Bock is -2. If we give it to him, it'll give him a good, boost his penalty and whatever. We could give it to Van Ronsen, also negative. Well, I won't give it to North because he's already. So I don't know what to do here. No help is required. You can. All right, I'm gonna pause the video and just think about this. I'm just gonna pause it now. Okay, so I've decided I need to get this. This will maybe give us some pets, some good relations with Van Bock, and we need that because. But I don't know what the decision actually does. Are we doing it because we need it now? Because the Panthers are gonna be down. We need this problem sorted over here. We need the Nines to go through there, and the Panthers are gonna be down. So I'm gonna play that card. The one for South. I'm gonna make this decision for the South, and it's the biggest. Okay, the biggest place. So I don't know what's going to come of it. I don't know if we should be doing it now that we're down, but I don't know. So we're going to do that because I think it's a good decision. Oh, shit. Full operational freedom for the following turn. Okay, but that's fine. That's fine because look, it's, look, remember something. We need these guys in the marshes to be really sharp. Really have it. We're giving them focus and we need this cleared out. This is a real problem for us. I'm worried about this Pippin marshes. We don't need to worry about that. And we need the 9th Infantry to advance up here. I'm only worried that I don't have enough political points next turn again for all the decisions we're going to have to make. So, because we're down to nothing now. All right. Let's do the last division. Let's not worry about that. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't have done anything there, man. 8 fucking political points we wasted there. Okay. You mentioned in passing recently that a quartermaster was having concerns about your chief of staff. Something about fuel going missing. I had my aide-de-camp do some digging, and you may be interested in what he found. It turns out that the chief of staff had a rather illustrious career. There are several occasions in his military record during the invasion of France. His nickname was apparently Lightfingers. For this reason, you can probably guess that fine French cloth in this case liberated from factories and trucked back to Germany. It isn't confirmed, but there are rumors of a recent activity involving stocks of captured French small arms struggling across the border to Tito's. While my aides stress that none of the above can be regarded as definitive, nor can it be attributed to chief staff. There is, I agree, a certain smell about this man. That's this guy, yeah, this guy with a handicap who helps us. All right, let me just see. Hey, make the 60% chance of a bad outcome. But that's 11 points. I'm not. You can forget it. I'm not giving 11 points. File a report. File a report in the bin. Okay, so he does nothing there. I'm gonna let him know, and he has full confidence. Look. I'm forced to make this decision. It's not that I'm like. Maybe I should have him investigated, but I don't have the political points for it. That's a problem. Okay, we didn't read this one. I know we did read some of these. Barbex has no right to bring up my past and cast aspersions on my good name. Yeah, yeah. Named good name, good name. Rumors are exactly that. Rumors. The fine French cloth was procured as part of peace reparations. I was ordered by the economics ministry to facilitate the exchange of cloth and to organize a transport to our uniform factories in Bremen. Yeah, undoubtedly, personnel would have changed, and I'm sure that the ministry would still have records of my official involvement. Small arms to Yugoslavia. How, pray tell, I am supposed to have managed this when? Yeah, pray, how am I supposed to manage when I have been busy at the OKH for the entire time of my alleged indiscretion? Do you know, Tito? I certainly haven't had him around for dinner. It's nothing. It is nothing but the severed imagination of a lowly aide who is presumably siphoning whiskey and wine from the field marshal's cellar as we speak. Yeah, we know about this. His effectiveness rating. I'm gonna take this purely because I just don't. I don't know. I can't tell. This Brambarbik is saying he had this. But we're going to lose some points with Van Brabeck, obviously. But that's a 60%, 7 points, a 60% chance of a bad outcome. This is 50% chance of a good outcome, but it's 11 points. And this is a 50% chance of a bad outcome. We're going to go with a 3. Okay. So, while his relationship, he didn't lose much. Your chief of staff greatly appreciates the vote of confidence in him. Van Brabeck is unimpressed. His relationship is steady. So he didn't lose anything. Oh. Okay, see his handicap, less 4. Previously was 20. Oh, maybe we get a change to his handicap rating. Maybe his handicap rating has occurred. Let me just see this. Okay, we know about this. We've read this. So we know that he makes decisions. Even if we don't do nothing, that decision still he makes them. Okay, I think we're finished. We're ready to fight the war. What's the time? Yeah. I just wanted to finish all these. We've got 9 political points, my friend. 9. That's all. And look at the crap house full of decisions that were asked of us. 9 political points. We just squeaked through. Some of these decisions I took just pure, like this one over here. This atrocities. If I had enough political points, I wouldn't have done that. But political points dictates everything in this game. That's the genius of this game. I promise you, that's the genius of this vicar. And I'm not singing his praises. I'm not doing that. But that's the genius of this guy. All these decisions, you see how these decisions are affecting the way I play. Now, any good war game, if you're going to put decisions in that are affecting the levels at high levels and they're affecting the way you play, then you know that's a good game. They're affecting the way my decisions are affecting the way I play. I'm making difficult decisions, and that's the mark of a great war game, a good war game. This Victor guy's a genius. I'll say that much. I don't care what anybody else says. He's way ahead of his time, man. And they're tough. I have to sweat over them. The fuel, making decisions on the fuel, how much fuel you've got left, and where they all. Do you have enough fuel for next turn? And you can't move. The strangulation of your panzers with fuel and the relationships like this negative. I'm not going to go on now. I'm going to end it, but I see I'm poor Van Bok. Now, I shouldn't actually be poor, but you know what? Because of my decisions now, he switched over to poor. But now, he's the army group center guy, right? The main guy. He's the guy that gives us AP penalties. So all these minus, all these bad relationships counts for an AP penalty. This guy, like Van Blip, he's got 15. That means that 15 is added onto the action points, the movement points. You see how it's intertwined in this game? This game is a genius, man. He's an absolute genius, this guy. And I'm not just saying that. I had the rant earlier, and I shouldn't have talked about it, but I had to say it while we were talking. I was thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, we the next turn, we're gonna hit the road running. We've got all this combat to do. That should be great. That's why I went through all the decisions, just to make sure I have all the decisions decided and done already, so that we don't have any decisions to look at. We can start immediately, and we won't be doing much combat because I won't be combating here with these guys here. I'm saving fuel, and there's no combat from this Panzer Grouper. There's nowhere. I'll just move things 1-2 places where I can, but that's all. Alright, Sean from Combat Simulations. Please subscribe to my channel, it's free. And also leave comments and suggestions. And watch my videos! Yeah, and like and subscribe and watch my videos and like and subscribe and share and watch them. It's very important. It helps me a lot. Alright, until our next Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa fight, good day on you.